Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, EA CEO says that Battlefield will apparently come back in an entirely new way. This was said during the last investor call Q&A portion, and let's just say that the new Battlefield positive PR stunt has officially kicked off. During the call, EA CEO Andrew Wilson also acknowledged, quote, difficulties faced with Battlefield 2042, and, I mean, that's an understatement, isn't it? But I understand why he's saying difficulties, because he's in the investor call, and we all know that the investors don't actually care about the game, so I suppose it's good to keep it vague for them. Now, of course, everything the CEO says in this call is a bunch of, CEO PR speak, so it really doesn't mean much of anything. But it is important to note how what he says is pretty much the exact same thing he said for the past 6 or 7 years regarding Battlefield. I mean, just listen to this for instance. When asked about the new leadership on Battlefield, he said, extraordinary confidence in that team and extraordinary confidence in the progress they're making in the future of the Battlefield franchise. And he also said that Battlefield is, quote, firmly implanted in EA's strategy in building games and experiences that attract and entertain massive online communities across platforms, business models, and geographies. And he said that Battlefield is going to be a meaningful part of our future. I don't know about anyone else, but whenever I hear any CEO talk about any future game or in any of these investor calls, it's like nails on a chalkboard for me. Could you get any more generic and vague? I mean, really though. The one statement I do find interesting is the fact that he stated that the Battlefield will come back in an entirely new way. And this could very well be good, but it could also be bad. Because entirely new way could mean entirely different than 2042 and closer to Battlefield 3 and 4, or it could mean more of things that we don't want. But I think this raises a very interesting thought process, because with Battlefield 2042, the mistakes, once again, just like with Battlefield 5, are very, very obvious. And if they don't learn from their mistakes this time, I don't really understand what they're doing at all. Obviously, I don't personally have any confidence in DICE. Like I said in previous videos before, I'm a believe it when I see it type of guy now. I'm just going to treat whatever they say about the next Battlefield as, oh, whatever, release the game and we'll see how it is. That's where I'm at. And I think that is where a ton of other people are at as well. Their words to me are completely meaningless. I just hope whatever, quote, entirely new way they plan to bring Battlefield back is the correct way, or at least half correct, or maybe even 60% correct if we're lucky. And the crazy part is, and many other people other than myself have said this many times, the next Battlefield game doesn't even have to be good. They just have to get such easy things correct, like the setting. I don't think anyone would complain with just a nice modern setting once again, and then you just get rid of all the bullshit that you did in Battlefield 2042 and basically just copy your own homework. Look at what you did in Battlefield 4. Look at what you did in Battlefield 1. Look at what you did in Battlefield 3. Look at what people liked about Battlefield 2042. Try to take as many of those aspects as possible and maybe kind of shape it into something new and then just release that. That would make people happier than I think they understand. But I also think that they're kind of poisoned with this idea that they have to innovate and reinvent the wheel every single release. And that's just not true. I think everyone is clamoring, and not just Battlefield players, for a good, functional FPS game to release. And if nothing else, I sincerely hope that if they think they need time with this next Battlefield game, that they take the time. Delay the game a year. I don't think anyone would give a shit, if I'm being completely honest with you. Yeah, it would suck, but absolutely nobody wants to see Battlefield 2042 release again. Nobody wants to deal with that. I certainly don't want to deal with that. Delay the game. One thing I will mention that I hope they have scrapped is, if you guys remember, Battlefield 2042 was apparently supposed to be a building block for the, quote, Battlefield universe. And I hope that idea has been not only scrapped, but shattered into a million pieces, burned, thrown into a nuclear reactor, blown up, and then shot into space. I want a clean, new setting with none of the specialists, none of these terrible maps, and maybe, just maybe, some gameplay depth. Because, let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, this is Battlefield's last shot. And people were saying that about Battlefield 2042 before it released, after Battlefield 5, but this is truly, truly their last shot, in my opinion. Battlefield 2042 has already alienated an insane amount of people, and could you even imagine if the next Battlefield game comes out and it's comparable to Battlefield 2042? They would have the most legendarily awful game release record of all time. Think about it. Battlefield 5 basically died on release, canceled that game. Battlefield 2042 also died on release. It did even worse than Battlefield 5 commercially. Then imagine the next Battlefield goes the same way. Dude, the franchise is surely done for at that point. So, once again, I think it's up to DICE here to see the position they're in and execute upon the things that they executed before on in previous games. I don't think the community is asking for much here. I understand that developing games is more difficult than any of us could really understand, but at the same time, getting the concepts right is the most important part before you even start producing or making any of the content for a game. And I don't necessarily think that the concepts that people want are difficult to deliver upon. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Just wanted to talk about a bunch of things regarding this new Battlefield speculation, some of the comments from the EA CEO. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, and of course, subscribe to the channel. I stream every single day at twitch.tv/enders. I've been streaming twice a day, more often than nowadays. I stream Battlefield in the day, and then I might switch to Fallout New Vegas. So turn notifications on so you don't miss a stream or a YouTube upload. Join the Discord, follow your boy on Twitter. All the links are in the description, and I will see you guys in the next one.